Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Murray, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of The Gift of Giving. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this is the program that focuses on nonprofits, 501c3s, based here in the state of Nevada. The guests we have are representatives from nonprofit organizations who are working in the trenches day in, day out, and giving back to our community and making it a better, brighter place. Today's guests are no exception. I'm very pleased to welcome to the program. We have Bill Attinger, the CEO of Capability Health and Human Services. And we also have Julius Gavins. You're the program manager for the adult program, because this program is normally about tots, tiny tots and kids, but we have an adult section, so we'll talk about those. So welcome to the program, both of you. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules and being here with us. So Bill, let's start with you. Could you give us a brief overview of the organization, the mission of it, and when it was founded?
Okay. Well, thank you again, Stephen, for having us and allowing us to share what we're trying to do in our community and the impact we'd like to have, and to invite others to join us in that. So thank you first and foremost.
Welcome.
Capability Health was originally founded under the Easter Seals brand in 1976. And it's been in the community for a very long time, and it's been under the brand for the last 5 or 6 years as Capability Health and Human Services.
Mm-hmm. So 1976, that next year you'll be celebrating your 50-year anniversary.
I know, huh?
Now, what made you get involved in Capability Health?
Well, I'm working with a private family office group. We've been in Las Vegas for 25, almost 30 years. We've worked with a lot of small business. We've brought a lot of business to the Las Vegas area, and that is an area of Las Vegas that is booming. Mm-hmm. And one of our areas have always been health and wellness and impact. Mm-hmm. And we've always been a fan of Lisa Manning, who preceded me as the CEO, still actively serves on our board. And I got involved a couple of years ago, serving on the board with one of my business partners, Robert Siegler, who's the chairman of our board.
Okay.
And we really saw the opportunity to take this amazing company and this organization and work with the mantra that we have in our regular business as well, mm-hmm. where core values and capability, the 2 C's. You don't need 5 C's like a diamond. Capability and core values, and capability is right there in the name. And it's an amazing opportunity for us to be able to serve the community and the people in our community that need a lot of different services, from all the way from birth to adult. And that's kind of unusual.
Yes.
And not only to be able to do this, but to do this at no cost to the people who need it the most.
That's incredible. The fact you can do it at no cost, covering that total age range, that is amazing in and of itself. Truly amazing. Yep. So now, Julius, so what made you join the organization?
Well, been in the field for 15 years now. Started at Opportunity Village. That's how I got my wings to fly, and that's why I'm here now. Spent 9 years there. Capability gave me the growth opportunity, gave me opportunity to get better, and gave me my dream job, the program manager. This is a job I've been eyeing for years, and I'm so glad to be a part of this great organization.
Okay.
I have to quickly say we are blessed to have Julius on the team. He's amazing how he keeps the operation running. I think we may talk a little bit about this, but we are a nonprofit. Uh-huh. We are the only nonprofit in the early intervention, the children's early intervention space, as a community provider in the entire state at this point. And our adult program, which Julius will be able to talk a lot more about, thanks to you and your program, the program is one of the largest in the state. And to me, because of Julius and his team, we are, I think, one of the most efficiently run programs. And so we're very blessed to have Julius doing this. Yeah,
that's great. Well, there's certainly some praise for you there.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad you mentioned about the adult program, because I was going to ask Julius about it, because a lot of your programs, as you said, is early intervention with speech feeding and all kinds of issues that younger people would have. So I was curious when I saw the adult program on your website. So we'll go into the children's therapies later on in the program, but at this point in time, could you give us some specifics about what exactly the adult program does? Is it a support group, or is it parents learning how to deal with kids with what exactly is
the
the
adult
program?
program, we service 102 individuals.
Wow.
Over the age of 18 years, 18 years old. We have a rehabilitation program, which is teaching life skills, pre-vocational skills, and recreational skills, along with community outing events as well.
Okay.
I have 24 staff right now that will work with a certain group of the individuals in the rehabilitation program. So the rehabilitation program, that's one program. Then we have the pre-vocational program at the warehouse. And then we have 3 enclaves in the community, which those individuals that work in the community get paid a competitive wage, $12.50 an hour.
Okay. Now, when you say they start at 18, are these individuals who have been in any of the children's therapy programs, and they've now kind of graduated, if you will, or?
There have been some people that came from the early individual program
But
at a young age, and now going through the CCSD school district and graduating, they age out at 22 years old.
Okay.
So we work with the state of Nevada. That's how we get funded for the individuals we serve.
Gotcha.
So usually after they graduate from 18 to 22, that's when we can get the vendor referrals from the state to pick the individuals to come into our program.
Perfect. And you've got 102 right now?
Yes, sir. And
Wow.
still growing.
Wow. Do you have a cutoff limit, or
No cutoff limit?
No cutoff limit. That's fantastic.
We probably have the capacity with our facility that we've just gone through an amazing renovation. We probably have the capacity to triple that number if we'd like.
Wow.
Of course.
Well, hopefully as word spreads and you get better known, those numbers will fill out pretty quickly. Now, Bill, looking at your website, one of the things that really struck out to me was the importance of early intervention. Would you like to elaborate on why that is so important, the significance of the impact of?
I think you couldn't choose 2 better words: early intervention. Mm-hmm. The sooner you catch something that might help a child that they may need some help in, the better. Absolutely. The early intervention program is from birth to 3 years old. Mm-hmm. And then they age out. Again, we're the only nonprofit community provider in the state at this point that provides this service. And it's a unique service. What happens is it starts with any parent, and they look at their kid, and most parents do, and I've got 2, and we did the same thing when they were young. You go, is my kid okay? Uh-huh. Just think about that. Is my kid okay? And you have concerns. Well, are they speaking quick enough? Are they delayed? Are they paying attention? Are they engaged? Are they, you're always worrying.
Yes.
And some more than others. And then you go to your pediatrician. Sometimes the pediatrician says, they're not what they call, speaking like they should be at this age. And so, or they're having issues with feeding or swallowing or things like this, right? Their motor skills aren't where we think they would normally be at this age. So when you have that issue, what do you do? And so for us, that's very important, because all you need to do is come to the website that we have. And yes, we do emphasize our children's program because we have so much capacity to grow this part of our organization right now. And you can come and say, I would like to have my kid evaluated. It doesn't cost you a dime. And we will take them through a very comprehensive evaluation. And if they need services, and we've determined that, and we work closely with the state. This is a state organized program, and the state provides these services, but they really like to rely on the community service providers to provide the services.
Yes.
And so they will work with us. And once they have determined there is no cost to the family to have these services that can help their children. And so one more important thing is the early intervention is very unique. It goes into the home. So our therapists go into the children's home.
Oh, wow.
And that's a requirement by the state, because you want to be able to help a child in their natural environment
yes.
where they are most comfortable.
Yes.
And it could be, as you mentioned, anything from feeding therapy to what
Speech,
they call occupational speech therapy, those kind of things. Yeah.
That's very key about it being there's no cost to these people. So anybody who's watching this program, if they've got kids that they're concerned about, they can just reach out to you, and it's not going to cost them anything. I mean, that's a
absolutely. And we are in the process of updating our website because of some of the good things that we are doing and are about to do. But one thing we made sure to put is the first thing you see is a button that says, register here, reach out to us, and ask us if we can schedule, what we call an MDT to evaluate your child.
What's nice about the early intervention is, as you said, for the three, if they can nip it in the bud at that age, you're laying the groundwork for these kids to grow up.
Yes.
Without, with the help that they've needed in speech therapy or the feeding or whatever, that they wouldn't have had 20 years ago. There was nothing like this all those years ago. And even now, you're the only organization that's doing it. So thank you for that.
Can I share a good story?
Sure.
So I'm going up to see, we have services in Las Vegas. We have services also in Reno for our early intervention. I was up to visit with our team in Reno and then meet with some of our state administrators that oversee these programs just a month or so ago. And I got up there early, took an early flight up at 6 a.m. and I said, I'm going to stop. I see a Chick-fil-A and I'm going to go get a little work done. So I'm in Chick-fil-A and I'm doing my work. I have my computer open and this lady comes up, and how pleasant they are and nice, and said, oh, it looks like you're getting a lot of good work done. She was, bringing me a drink, and she said, so what do you do? And I said, well, we have this program. It's early intervention. And I said, we want to help children with, speech, with feeding. And she goes, I'm a product of that. I didn't go to capability. And she was an adult. And she says, but I had speech therapy my whole childhood. And she was so proud. Look, and I'm working, and she was very happy. She goes, my son is 15, and he's now getting speech therapy, and it's helping him, and it makes him so proud. And you have these moments where sometimes you understand the divine when you hear someone come to you, and what are the chances that I'm sitting down preparing for my meeting, and I have this interaction? These programs matter. Yes.
That's a wonderful story. And on that positive note, we're going to take a brief sponsorship break. Please stay with us, folks. We'll be back in a moment.
Introducing Pacific Coast Capital, your partner in finance. We provide financing for your business. Speed, flexibility, and creativity are the foundation of our service. We'll help you navigate through change and opportunities. Our 90-plus years of experience ensures quick turnaround on loan decisions. Ride the wave to prosperity with us. Ready for new funding? Visit our website today at pacificcoastcap.com.
Welcome back, everyone. And I'd like to welcome back Bill Attinger and Julius Gavins from Capability Health and Human Services. Thanks again for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
In this section, I'd like to talk about some of your programs for the 0 to 3-year-old kids. But before we get into that, I'd like to talk just a little bit about your adult program, pick up where we left off. How often do these 102 individuals, how often do you get together?
5 days a week, 8 hours a day. So we open our programs at 6:30 a.m. and we end at 2 p.m.
Now, are they all in different rooms, or are they all together in one big hall?
No, well, the Oki program is more of a setup. I have a specific curriculum there that We have 5 classrooms, and we rotate every 30 minutes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
When I came on board, everybody was just in one classroom, one room all day. I said, no, we have to change that. We have to add a different dynamic to everything. So they rotate classes every 30 minutes.
Cool.
Music, arts and crafts, computer and technology, and an interactive classroom as well. And a life
Boy,
skills.
that's a good variety. That's an excellent variety there. Something for everyone.
Yes.
Clearly.
They love it.
And no, and also we're talking about the early intervention. One other thing on that, what is it that parents should actually look for? As you say, parents naturally they're worried, is the kids developing okay? But are there any specific signs that they should be looking for that would give them a hint or a clue?
Well, it's either going to be them or their pediatrician. And is the child struggling with eating or swallowing? Is the child not speaking? Is the child not responding to normal cues? The parents don't need to have a big laundry list, and there's a lot of websites that will kind of push this. Is your child okay? The parents really have to use their best instinct, listen to their pediatrician who may have some concerns. But that's why we have the therapists that we have that are clinicians. They are trained, many have master's and even doctorate degrees, thousands of hours of being able to recognize what is, no, your kid's okay. It's just they're speaking a little bit slower, but they're going to be okay, versus, no, I think we need something here. I did not train in this area. As a CEO, I'm more of an organizational and operational. We have some amazing therapists that can evaluate these. And so it's all about, if you have a concern, reach out.
There you go. Hope you're paying attention, folks. If you know of anybody that could benefit, have them reach out. Now, also, you work with the school districts in Clark County and Washoe County. Is that correct?
With the school district, we don't necessarily work with the school district, but that's how we recruit to bring more individuals in after they age out at 22 years old.
So that's their only involvement, the school
Yes,
district.
with the adult program, yes, sir.
Okay, but then once they turn over to you, they're done with it.
Well, after they graduate, then that gives us the opportunity to see if they fit
Right.
our program.
Oh,
so
okay.
That helps us out.
Gotcha. Okay, so now let's talk about some of your programs. And the one that I saw on your website, and your website's pretty comprehensive. So I was interested to hear you say earlier on that you're reworking it and redoing it, because it's pretty comprehensive as it is. But Capability Kids Clinic, you have all kinds of different programs in that. Which one of you would like to talk about that?
Well, our kids clinic, again, we just renovated our kids clinic building. We have 2 buildings over on West Oakey, right off of Jones. 6210 is our kids clinic, and where we do evaluations for the early intervention sometimes. Then we have 6200, which is behind 6200 West Oakey, which is kind of behind 6210. And that is where we have the majority of our adult program. And we do have another venue that we do the adult program that's in the kind of the North Las Vegas area, but that is our main campus.
Okay.
And the clinic itself, again, just to make sure with children, the early intervention is in the home. And that's from birth to 3. When they hit 3 years old, a lot of the early intervention programs, that's really what they focus on. For us, we wanted the ability for them, when they age out, we'd like for them to be able to still continue and have various therapists that can continue to help them. It's a completely different program from the state standpoint, but for us, we thought it was important to be able to have that continuity for any of the families that wanted it. But then we don't go into the home, they come into the clinic. So we have rooms where they practice eating and little tables. We have rooms where they can practice their motor skills. We have speech rooms. We have sensory rooms. So we can kind of cover the range of how we can help a child.
Yes, sounds like you've plugged up all the holes already. You've got several different kinds of therapy, and I'd like to talk a little bit about each one of them. First of all, would you like to elaborate a little bit on the speech therapy? Because that seems to be a common one.
Well, from my standpoint, again, what I would encourage is, as not being a clinician myself, not getting too much into the details, but I think a lot of these are pretty self-evident. Speech therapy, if you are observing a child who is developmentally delayed in either speech or not being able to feed themselves, or again, one's not being able, even able to swallow their food. These are things that could be therapies that could help them, right? And then you have motor skills. If you if you have a child who you think might have autism or some other some other need because they're not responding to normal environmental cues, parental cues. All I wanted to really emphasize is that instead of me trying to articulate these from a clinical standpoint, is absolutely come visit our website, come visit our facility, and talk to the amazing therapists that we have who can kind of get into the weeds on this. And we do have, like you said, a comprehensive website. And we do talk about this on the website. And so I invite everyone to please come to capabilityhealth.org. And if you think, is my kid okay? We do explain a lot of these in a way that I think can help you understand whether it might be beneficial for you to, come pay us a visit.
Okay. But I realize you're not a clinician, but as it relates to things like speech therapy, if a child comes and it's determined they need therapy, how does that work? Do they set up, is it like a one-on-one basis? One therapist is assigned to one child, or is it like group therapy?
Well, so the first step is if they come in, we will have a child seen and we perform what's called an MDT, which is a very comprehensive. We will evaluate the child from a lot of different angles. We will have different therapists come in and provide assessments. Once we determine that we could be of value, we then ask the parents to request from the state that we provide the services. So there is state regulation, state involvement, state compliance, and that's something that we take very, very seriously.
Yes.
So once they do that and we then officially get the referral, then we can start the services. These are one-on-one.
Okay.
So there's no group when it comes to what we're trying to do. We have, even in our kids' clinic after they age out from early intervention, it's one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Absolutely.
And I'm assuming the same would apply to your physical therapy, your occupational therapy,
Yes.
your feeding therapy.
Yes.
And one that intrigued me was intensive behavior therapy. Would you like to explain what the intensive behavior therapy is?
Well,
that's one that we've all heard of: speech therapy, and
Yes.
physical and occupational therapy, intensive behavior therapy.
Right. Well, I think it's somewhat broad, at least from a child's standpoint. But it's again, you have children that often are overstimulated and have reactions that you wouldn't consider that's a standard reaction that you should have, an overreaction to certain stimuli. And that's why I mentioned before, we have various rooms within our clinic. And this is not for necessarily early intervention because you want to be in the home, but our clinicians, our therapists will make recommendations, excuse me, with the family. So it's not just, we've seen you and we'll see you again in a week or 2 weeks or whatever. But, here are some things that we want you to continue to do to work with your child afterwards. Yes. So it is a partnership in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. So they don't just leave and come back in a week's time. There's things that they need to do in the interim, and that way the therapist can see any progress.
You need family and parental involvement. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, we're going to take another brief sponsorship break. Please stay with us, folks. We're going to be right back.
Tariffs, pandemics, rising inflation. The Joshua Dowden team is ready when volatility happens. Markets fluctuate for reasons nobody can control. Don't let the headlines drive your financial plan. The Joshua Dowden team at Priority Wealth Partners has served Summerlin retirees for 3 decades. Our 5-tier risk management strategy matches our strategies with your goals, with plans designed for your assets to be there when you need them. Conveniently located at the heart of downtown Summerlin. Call Joshua Dowden today or visit DowdenFinancialServices.com.
Country roads take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Comes a triple yodel. Adi-yodel-ay, the-little-lee-oh, the-little-lee-oh, oh-oh-wee.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back, and I'd like to welcome back our guests, Bill Attinger and Julius Gavins from Capability Health and Human Services. I noticed on your website, Julius, you have a Sephora program. Would you like to tell us what that's about?
Yeah, so the Sephora program was a supportive employment opportunity. It was a 6 to 8 week training, up to 12 to 15 individuals. So they would have seasons to where maybe the 1st of January, it would be 6 to 8 week training. Now there's a whole bunch of different array of different type of training that they have to do. A lot of sorting, a lot of being on your feet for 8 hours a day, packaging and so forth. Now they go through a whole bunch of different tests. After the 8 week mark, if they pass these certain tests, they get hired full-time or part-time with Sephora. So we pretty much just do the training aspect, but our goal is to get those individuals a job.
So you actually trying to get these people a job itself?
Yes, of course.
Wow.
So it's a training program. So we have our staff. We work with them for 6 to 8 weeks. We teach them labor, job skills. It is a strenuous job because they have to be on their feet for 8 hours a day. But it does give them a great opportunity to either work with Sephora or find another opportunity in the community.
Okay.
And while they're in this training, you may want to expand on, are they paid?
Yes, so they are paid. I believe the rates at the time was $15 an hour during the training. And then once they get hired on, then I believe there is a bump in their pay. Not sure what the pay is, but it is more than the $15 wage that it was when they were training.
Okay, now do you help them with their resumes as well?
We do have the downtime to do that with them. So they have job coaches that assist them throughout the day. So that is the job coach's job to work with them on.
And do you have certain companies that, when you say you help them get a job, there are certain companies that you deal with on a regular basis, that constantly need to hire people?
Yes.
And you can just reach out and say, we've got this person graduating, and would you consider taking them on?
Yeah, of course. And that's why with the Sephora program, it's a little bit different avenue. How we get our individuals, we have to reach out to Voc Rehab and BBR to find those individuals through their streamline, and that's how we get them into our program.
Okay, gotcha. So you're looking for corporations to help you out?
Of course.
If they reach out to you, you're the person they would reach out to and say,
yes, sir.
Hey, we're looking to hire people. We're always looking.
Of course.
Okay.
Stephen, we would love to replicate what we did with Sephora. It was a wonderful program. And yes, if there are other companies, they can be local businesses and they can be large corporations. And again, it's providing meaningful employment, meaningful training to people that want to contribute to our community. And so it's a pretty amazing opportunity. And yes, we would love to have more corporations reach out to us.
Yes, absolutely. If there are any corporations out there listening, if you're looking to hire people, certainly a place to reach out to. So now, how do people actually hear about you and your programs? How does the public become aware of it? Because you don't really advertise, do you? Is it just word of mouth? Or
Well, we are getting more and more active on social media. We have a wonderful website. We do a lot of community outreach. I love to talk a lot, and I do a lot of networking, and I'm always proud to talk about the opportunities that we have, the impact that we're having in this community. And so a lot of it's just good old-fashioned word-of-mouth evangelizing. What you're doing for us and helping us get that word out is just one of many ways that we want to continue this outreach. Absolutely.
Absolutely. What would you say the biggest challenges facing your organization at this point in time?
Well, I'll let Julius start with what his challenges are, and then I'll wrap it in a bow with mine.
Oh man, right now, I mean, the biggest challenges since the government and the state, we're kind of on a hold to bring in fresh individuals. But we still have opportunity to bring in some of those individuals. Now, you're probably asking, how is that? Well, we have to ensure that we reach out to the state representatives. If there is an individual, let's say that they are in a program right now, another JDT, say that fit wasn't the right fit for the individual, they was having issues, and they have an active service authorization, and we can now reach out to that state representative and the parents to set a tour to view my programs, and then go from there. We can get those individuals right now, but for new individuals, right now we're on a hold.
Gotcha.
And just to follow on with that, there are budgetary constraints. As you know, our state has, like every state, has to make choices on where to allocate their funds. And so right now, we're blessed that they continue to support these programs, and they have people in the administration that are very supportive. But in terms of, are they expanding that budget right now? No. But I do want to emphasize that, as Julius said, we have a culture. What Julius has built is not an operation. It is a culture. It is a family. And it's amazing to walk in and seeing the people that are in our program come up and fist bump you and high five you, and they're happy to be there. They know each other. This isn't a come in, unlike the early intervention where you really want to work one-on-one with a child to help them. This is a community. And so, again, invite anybody who would like to come visit our community and see the culture that Julius has built. We'd love to have you.
Sounds great.
Yes, sir.
That's great. Now, is there your therapists? I'm assuming they're paid, are they? And or is it all volunteers, or mixture of volunteers, paid staff?
Well, no, we're paying them, and not only are we paying them, but most of the therapists that we have, it's a very competitive market, and we have therapists that have master's degrees and doctorate degrees and have dedicated their lives, but they have families they got to feed too. Sure. And again, there is a lack of therapists in our community compared to the need we have. And so we have to be very competitive to bring them in and show them what we have. Again, as a culture, we have to pay them very competitive wages. And so, it's a therapist here sometimes can make as much as a therapist in California. And
so you need a lot of funding.
So when you asked a little bit earlier, what are some of our challenges? It's always trying to find more good therapists that are willing to really immerse themselves, go into the homes of these families and work one-on-one with these children. That's a unique skill set. You got to be willing to travel. You got to have passion for what you're doing.
Yes.
To do this. So it's not just us, but the whole culture that we're trying to create is, again, the passion for impact, what we can do for our community in partnership with the state, but in partnership also, we are a nonprofit.
Yes.
And as a nonprofit, that's just a tax status.
Yes.
It's not a business model. We
No.
still need to pay those therapists
Oh,
to
sure.
do their thing. So for us, what our challenge is making sure that we have utilization.
Yes.
And we have the capacity to triple not only on the adult side, but on the children's side and the early intervention. We could triple, even quadruple the number of kids that we could see. We could triple it with the existing team that we have. We want to add some more team. There are a lot of kids in our community and infants to 3 that could benefit from this. And so outreach, getting the word out. So if I would say the things that I'm going to thank you for are letting people know about our program and what we can do for kids and bringing those kids to us so we can help them. If you have people that that are occupational therapists, speech therapists, and they're living or thinking about moving into our area, we'd love to talk to you about coming and working with us. Okay.
Okay.
And if you are looking, if you have a heart for giving, and you're looking for an organization that will be a good steward of this money, we are very transparent. We have a wonderful facility. We'd love to have you as part of our capital campaign. Well, we don't do things in a formal way. Again, it's more. Every day is a fundraiser when I am able to tell people about what we do, and people go, I want to be part of that. Can I give you a check, or can I help you with outreach, or can I introduce you to a pediatrician friend of mine? All of those help.
I'm sure. And you mentioned the new facility, and it's a wonderful facility. I understand you're having an open house coming up. You haven't set a date for it yet, but you're going to have an open house where people can come and tour the facility.
That's our goal. Absolutely.
That's your goal.
And it'll be either at the end of this year, beginning of next year, where we really want to be able to welcome people in to see what we're doing and see how they might want to get involved. And again, we don't have anything officially planned yet. So what we would like to do is invite everyone to check our website, because that's where we will announce it. But here's the thing. We don't have to wait for a big formal open house to come see what we're doing. Reach out to me personally if you want, and
Okay.
I'm happy to show you around.
Well,
I'll get you hooked up with Julius Gavins, and he will show you around as well. So we're very proud of what we do.
seeing as you mentioned that, and to reach out, perfect segue into the next question. Could you please give out your website and contact information, how people can go and check out your website, how they can call, how they can email?
Okay.
Please share your information.
Okay. Well, our website, capabilityhealth.org. That's simple. My personal email, I'm going to give that to you because I am happy to welcome you myself and field your questions if you have any on how you can participate in what we're building. And my email is bill.attinger@capabilityhealth.org. And I think you'll probably have that on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to try to spell my crazy last name.
No. That's
and
okay.
Julius?
Oh, yes. You can reach out to me, julius.gavins@capabilityhealth.org as well.
I'd like to thank you both for being on the program with us today and for sharing with us the amazing work that you guys do. It's absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
I'd also like to thank our show's producer, John Stiles, not only producer, owner of the WWDBTV. I'm especially grateful and thankful to our sponsors. They're Pacific Coast Capital, Priority Wealth Partners, the Firelight Barn, and the legacy of my late business partner, Ralph Champion. You'll hear his message at the end of this program. I'd also like to thank the Friends of the Gift of Giving. They're the anonymous donors who help keep this program on the air. I thank you all so much. And finally, certainly thanks to you, the viewers. I thank you for tuning in. I hope if you know of anybody who could benefit from the services offered by Capability, that you will share this interview with them, because it's amazing work that they do. And bear in mind, it's all at no cost. And if you're interested in volunteering or donating or touring their facility, You have all the information earlier. If you have any questions or comments about this program, please reach out to me, Stephen, at thegiftofgiving.vegas. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you will join us again soon. In the meantime, please be safe, be kind to one another, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
Mr. R.J. Champion is proud to sponsor WWDB-TV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.